Welcome back to Roller Coaster. I have now ridden all 14 permanently operating roller coasters in the state of Michigan, my home state, and also another one. So I mean that makes 15, right? So we should count them all down, right? Because yeah, let's do it. The worst coaster I've ever ridden is this Chance Toboggan, and I have a lot of respect for these Chance Toboggans, but there's a roof on the train, as you can see there. So yeah, this is the only not permanently operating. It's not an RCTV, but I rode it at my local carnival, and total piece of crap. Uh, I have a lot of respect for it. It's a cool ride. Vertical lift hill is cool and all, but the layout makes no sense. The drops are very uncomfortable. The helix is pointless, and I I have a POV and a review on this channel. So POV offered and review all on two videos. So yeah, this is a very sad ride. Orient Express. This is major credit horror time. But this one I can enjoy a lot more because A, there's lap bars, and B, there's the drop on this, the only drop that has like some pretty killer bite and airtime and fun times, and also the ride operator for this was freaking awesome. The park is a total trash heap though. Let's be honest here. Just a bunch of carnival rides plopped into a field, and it's just kind of sad that this is permanently operating. Hey, you know what? It's all right. Alpina has a roller coaster, and I had to drive 2 hours out of my way for it. It's all right. Big Dipper, Michigan's Adventure, the Chance Kiddie Coaster, which might become Orient Express, or no, or not Orient Express, might become Woodstock Express in Michigan's Adventure at this new Camp Snoopy expansion, which I'm way too excited for. Um, this is so sad. It's pretty cool that Michigan's Adventure is finally getting like a new kitty area though, like a new area in general. They haven't got anything new in forever. Everything looks like 20 years old. Everything's outdated in that park, but it's nice to get something new. Anyway, Chance Kiddie Coaster. This is a little better than the last one, a little longer, but and some nice laterals. No airtime really. And I remember when I was a kid and rode this. I actually haven't ridden it in forever, but when I was a kid and rode this, I was so short that my head would hit the back of the train, the back of the car seats, because it's like all the linear G's like slamming my head on the back of the train. Anyway, yeah, so that wasn't comfortable, but I'm sure if I rode it now, it'd be a little better than Orient Express. But I have more respect for this ride, the old Allan Herschell Little Dipper at this really cool, unique park, Cedar Valley's Wildest Frontier Park. This is like middle of nowheresville up north in Michigan, and seriously, it's like you drive on a dirt road for 2 miles, and then boom, there's a golf course and this really cool collection of flat rides that turn into an amusement park, and it's pretty cool. The ride itself is a little longer than the previous two kiddie coasters, and it's got some hills that kind of have bite and airtime. Not the most comfortable experience, but it was a cool one, and I'm excited to ride some more of these because I don't know. This is like the OG Allan Herschels because there's no baking on the turns, and it's just a little more out of control than like the banked ones, apparently. So pretty cool stuff. I hope this park gets something new soon because I can definitely see the park expanding. It's a pretty cool little place. Python Pit. This one I rode, haha, in 2008 in third grade. I rode this thing, and yeah, it's one of those classic mall coasters, and it's an E&F Miler Kiddie Coaster. Got a helix in the middle, but nice theming. It's one of those nice like in the corner of the mall, dark. It's Python Pit. It's in a pit. Okay, it's in a total pit of concrete and disgustingness, and I'm sure E&F Milers tend to be a lot more out of control for kiddie coasters. I mean, there are some exceptions like Wisdom Rise. I know like Tiger Terror is pretty good, um, but as far as kiddie coasters go, E&F Miler makes some of the better ones, some of the more insane ones. They also made like the high milers, Scania Screamer, or what else? A very interesting company that doesn't have a great idea of what they're doing, which is why they can make some pretty out of control rides. So I'm assuming Python Pit is still pretty good. Actually, this is so in 2008 it was at Great Lakes Crossing in Auburn Hills. It was relocated to Sterling Heights. I don't know, a few years ago, and I haven't ridden it there yet, and I don't plan on running it there. Um, but I already have the credits, so I'm not gonna go back. But cool stuff. Number 10, spinning coaster at CJ Barrymore's. This is the SBF Visa spinner, one of two in the state, and I thought this was the most standard freaking SBF spinner I've ever been on, almost. Like right next to these go-karts, and it's just kind of there, and you can get some spinning. Really, it's what else do I say? You guys have probably already been on these because they're popping up everywhere. So cool stuff. Next up, cruiser coaster. I found the ride quality to be a little bit worse, but it looked a lot better because when I rode it, it was like pitch black in there. There was some Wednesday wristband day, and everything was dark. And when the ride started, it played this police siren because it's a cruiser, a police cruiser or something, right? I think. Yeah, it was a little better of an experience. Definitely a good looking indoor family fun center. So cool stuff. Yeah, S.D.C Spinners, the two of Michigan. I've credit hard all of them. Next up is the looping Pinfari Zyklon at CJ Barrymore's. This one opened in 2016, and it exists. It's got over the shoulders, and it's not too comfy. If it didn't have over the shoulders though, if it had lap bars, I could probably come to enjoy this ride. But there are some transitions like right after the loop there that you just kind of whack your head, and it's not the greatest experience. And I don't really plan on going back to ride it ever again, unless they put lap bars or something out on a new coaster, or if I do a wristband day. I don't know. I could try new rows in this thing. Um, yeah, not the most comfortable experience. But next up, we get into some more comfortable experiences like Zach Zoomer at Michigan's Adventure, the Kiddie Woodie. Not a lot of leg room, but hey, it's a Kiddie Woodie. It's the exact same layout as the Lego Woodstock Express at Kings Island or Carowinds KD Coaster Coaster. All those coasters is the same kind of thing, and it's a great little Kiddie Woodie. There's probably hints of airtime on some places. I didn't really notice any. I sat in like a middle car. I don't really care. I've ridden it twice now. Uh, it exists, and it's Zach Zoomer, dude. I mean, come on. Zach is like what the old owner of the park's son, I think it was. Anyway, yeah, Zach Zoomer, freaking sick, dude. Serpent at Kokomo's Family Fun Center is the man. Michigan's got some pretty sad coasters. It's literally just like one of the I don't know 9 S.D.C Galaxies still operating permanently, and this is just sitting in the middle of a field in Saginaw, Michigan. Um, the fun center is very dated. Hasn't seen a new edition since probably this, and yeah, it was much more enjoyable than like the Loop roller coaster. Um, what else is there to say? That there's some drops. I'm sure if they didn't trim me very much, I could have got some airtime. I sat in the front row. Could have tried for a back row ride, but I wasn't trying to spend an extra $7. I mean, come on. I just got in and out of there, and it was my first S.D.C Galaxy, and it's a dying breed, so it's cool to get on one of these. It's cool that Michigan's got one. It's cool that they resurrected this one that used to operate I believe this used to operate at Holiday World. Yeah, cool stuff. Moving on. Corkscrew, Michigan's Adventure. Now, this is not the most comfortable ride, but there is an awesome pop of airtime. So nice sustained airtime. It's one of those classic, aero drops with airtime. You sit towards the back, you get some nice air. And very short ride, though. It's literally just a drop into a turn into corkscrews into the end. It's very short, basic layout, but I respect it a lot, and I can enjoy it still. I can gladly ride this as long as you brace for the painful transitions. It's pretty cool. I can respect the airtime. Mad Mouse Michigan Game. Okay, this right here, easily the best Wild Mouse I've been on. I instead of like I feel like the past two Wild Mouse experiences, well, one of them had over the shoulder restraints and was the jankiest thing I've ever been on. Viking roller coaster at Energylandia. That thing was just absolutely horrific. My God, it's the second worst coaster I've been on. The other one was Twisted Shout at Family Kingdom, Myrtle Beach, Swamp Fox. Yeah, those are the only 3 Wild Mouses I've been on right there. But this one is the only one that I was able to enjoy, and it was very smooth, and I put my hands up for the turns, for the laterals to take me, and it was a grand experience. And apparently, I believe it. This is the world's tallest wild mouse, aside from maybe that mega wild mouse that travels, that mega like Mac mouse or something. But according to RCDB, it's the world's tallest wild mouse, and I can believe it. It's like 60 feet tall. It's kind of cool. Well, it's a lot of trims going on, but it's no big deal, and it isn't supposed to be a ride where you get crazy airtime. You just get some crazy laterals, and it's just a fun little ride. Cool stuff. Moving on is Thunderhawk at Michigan's Adventure, the SLC over there, and it's one of the better SLCs. Apparently, I've been only on 2 of these SLCs. Viking roller coaster. Yeah, no, not that. That's Viking. Roller coaster Mayan. There you go. At Energylandia is the other SLC I've been on. I think I prefer this one a little bit. It's definitely a little bit smoother, but I mean the one roller coaster Mayan had vests. Um, I think this was smoother, but still, I mean, I can respect the layout. You still get some headbangs, but you know, it's fun. I can enjoy the ride. A lot of intensity, especially on that like Immelman sort of element after the Heartline roll. That's probably the most intense part of the ride. Definitely feels like 4 or 5 Gs right there. I can respect the ride a lot. If they smoothen this thing out, it'd be a great invert. But for now, it's just kind of a headbanger. But I can, the positive G's, and it's a good ride. It's a good ride. I would ride it again. Cool stuff. Moving on. Wolverine Wildcat. This surprised me a lot. My girlfriend and I actually we really ended up liking this thing. We rode it like 4 or 5 times when we went because it was actually really smooth. They did some track work on the double down, and there were no rough spots at all. I mean, we sat on non-wheel seats every time. We actually sat in all 4 non-wheel seats. So row two, row five, row eight, row 11. Yeah, that. Those rows are the ones where we're not sitting on wheels, and it's actually a pretty smooth ride, and I was able to enjoy it, and there was really a wait every time. The ride operators were totally high and totally crazy, and they were very insanely slow ops. But yeah, there's only one train on this thing ever. Like they do literally have only one train, which is not too great for a Cedar Fair park, but it's all right. There weren't huge lines, so that's fine. Um, but yeah, Wolverine Wildcat, not much airtime to speak of. A lot of laterals. It's weird. It's basically Phoenix Econobles, except there's like a weird notch in the middle of it, and which makes for not as many airtime moments, but a lot more lateral moments. Um, I was still able to enjoy the ride so much. Literally no roughness at all. I could totally ride this over and over again. But speaking of roughness, holy crap, this thing just it's a great ride. You get great airtime. Okay, great. Not like insane ejector, but consistent floater, shaky ejector, kind of just weird. Like one of the hills had like this crazy. But anyway, the worst part of this ride, which is what I want to talk about first, is the jolts. Okay, like serious jackhammering, like some of the worst I've honestly ever experienced. Going up almost every single hill, like all 3 or 4 of the big hills, there's just jolts. These killer jolts of airtime. Not jolts, not airtime jolts, roughness jolts. Like the train just totally jackhammers, kaboom, onto the track, and it's just terrible, horrible, uncomfy. Um, yeah, no, not a good time. But there is airtime and some nice sustained kind of weak airtime on the biggest hills. On the way back, you can get some shaky, very rough. Like this ride is like miles rougher than Wolverine Wildcat. This thing could use a lot of track work, but still the best ride in the park, best ride in Michigan, and very cool. The laterals on this are actually really good. That turnaround laterals are great. The helix the laterals are great. Both of those are probably newly retracked elements, and they're great stuff. There is no trick track on this thing anymore, which is very nice. That doesn't look like I believe GCI came in and redid the trick track element, put in a little airtime hill. I got very little airtime there, but hey, it's all right. This is a very cool ride, very unique ride, the most out and back coaster in the world. Just pretty cool stuff. Best coaster in Michigan, my home state. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.